Yo, this is Don Mondo coming at you live out here in Toronto. Sorry for taking a little bit of a delay for making the first episode. The differences between America and Canada. And the best way to start episode 1, I want to start it off with the weather. Because right now, it's at its prime. And if you don't know what I mean, here's what it looks like here in Canada right now. Yes, that is snow. Piled up to the ceiling. Higher than my vehicle is. Okay, snow everywhere. So the difference in weather between the states and Canada. It does not snow all year round. So for all you Arizonians, California, I'm saying Arizona because that's where I lived most of my life, but anywhere in the West Coast, because I also lived in California, in New York as well. So if you're from New York, then you understand what snow's about, okay? But if you're from Arizona, you don't see this. Now, there's something you Canadians don't know about Arizona. And that's in Arizona, it does snow. We do have snow. It's called Flagstaff. You go up there in the mountains of Flagstaff and it snows. It's nothing like what I just showed you right now, but you get a little bit of snow in November, December. By January, the sun comes and it's all gone. So you can experience it 2 months out of the whole year. You can get a little bit of snow, but although it's snowing, it's still warm outside. So you got people snowboarding and skiing wearing shorts and a shirt, if you know what I mean. So two different atmospheres. Here in Canada, when it snows, but if you're closer to the Windsor territory, it's Windsor, London, Toronto, you don't experience that much. What I just showed you right now, which is a lot, don't get me wrong, this is piled up to the ceiling. It's higher than a truck, and it just stopped like yesterday. It just stopped yesterday, but it was constant snow. The whole car was covered up. If you want pictures, I can show it to you. Just Instagram me. I'll leave my Instagram, or yeah, through Instagram I'll show you the pictures. I can upload some pictures on here, but my whole vehicle was covered. It took me about an hour and a half to get rid of all the snow to start my car. So now it's vice versa. For you Canadians that don't know about Arizona, it's very, very hot. Sometimes it gets to, I go by the degrees, about 110, 111, 120. It gets crazy hot. So it's vice versa. Over there, you got to put the cooler on. You got to put the cold air in your car. And you got to wait about a good hour before you get in the vehicle, because if you touch the steering wheel, your hands are going to burn. That's how hot it is in Arizona from the dry heat. Just imagine your car being out in 120, 110, and you just hop inside your vehicle. Your back is going to burn, your ass is going to burn. Now over here, it's completely different. Here, you got to put the hot air on, and you got to wait about an hour to get inside your vehicle. If not, you're going to freeze to death. So I still can't handle it. Like I said, I've been out here for 10 years. I still can't handle the cold air. The snow, I can't handle at all. A lot of people out here, they call me a wuss. They call me a punk. I don't care. I lived my whole life in the States practically. But I'm starting to get used to it now since I lived, longer. I'm starting to get used to the cold air, So it's a lot better than when I first came here. So if you're from Arizona and you're deciding to come out here in Canada, which I did, I came out here in December, and guess what I did, which was hilarious. I came out here with like shorts and a shirt, didn't think it was going to be cold. My uncle ran to Walmart, bought me like $200-300 worth of just jackets or anything I can just to warm me up, and so we went shopping and got some better clothes, you know what I mean? So anyways, going outside to smoke a cigar or anything, you got to do it really quick. You got to be fast because it's cold. You freeze. With that being said, so the differences, we're talking about Arizona does have winter time, but it's not cold. And even our winters are very hot. You got the dry heat, you got a little mild breeze, a nice little breeze that you can enjoy. So Canada, when they say it snows, but it's not as bad. So for anybody from Arizona coming out here, I do not recommend you go to a place called Newfoundland, or especially not Newfoundland, or like Ottawa or Montreal. The more north you go, the colder it is. So yes, you do got those places. I mean, a lot of people say, no, we don't have it. It's not true. Yes, it is true. They have places in Canada where there's practically igloos, and people live in igloos. They probably go hunt, and those kind of places, immigration's allowed. Nobody cares. Nobody is going to come looking for you. You could be a refugee and try to live out there. Nobody cares, because you're probably not going to survive. Those places, they don't get checked up on. I don't think they have a hospital. I don't think they have anything. So the more north you go, it gets crazier. It gets crazier. Like the snow I just showed you right now, that's higher than my vehicle. Probably 3 trucks high up. Actually, closer to that house, there's a house over there, and you can see this pile of snow, which is nothing, reaches that top of the roof. Look at the house. So there's a roof right there. It reaches the top of the roof, and that's just snow piled up. So it gets very cold in Canada. Yes, the Canadians are crazy. They can handle the cold. We from Arizona, we cannot handle the cold, but we can handle the heat. So for you Canadians who think you can handle the heat, just try to come out to Arizona and stay there in the summertime, and just try not to get heat stroke. Drink a lot of water, don't get heat stroke, and be very careful, because if you're not used to it, it'll get to you. Trust me, it'll get to you. Yes, I have. For a lot of Canadians that ask me the question, have you ever cracked an egg and left it in the side of the water by the pool, which is the hottest, because the sun hits the sun likes to attract the water, which makes it the hottest part of the cement. So yeah, if you leave it close to there in a pan, you crack the egg, you leave it in the pan, it will boil, cook itself up, and you could practically drop a little salt on it and eat the egg. It's going to cook itself if you leave it there for a good 20-30 minutes. It's that hot. It is that hot in Arizona, Texas, Utah, all the places out there in the West Coast. It's pretty hot, you know. California, you got the beach, so you got the good weather, which is, you know, you got, you know, just the nice ocean weather, if you know what I'm talking about. Cold, huh? Yeah, cold. Sliding everywhere.
Not that cold.
Huh?
Not that cold.
Yeah. Canada's crazy, huh? Fucking Canada. Even the Canadians, look, these guys are trying to walk by. They're sliding everything. They're sliding everywhere. I just didn't want to put a video on them. The Canadians are very to themselves, and they don't like to interact with a lot of people, especially in the winter time. They like to be by themselves, and they like to not be bothered. So I tried to like keep the cameras away from them. But anyways, they were sliding everywhere. Even the Canadians that have lived here their whole life, even they hate the winter time. They're like, oh my god, it's winter. I can't wait till winter goes. Like I can't stand winter. Like, I hope the sun leaves. But then they can't handle the summer. Once the summer starts, the humidity hits. They're like, oh my god, I gotta stay inside. So just, you get the best of both worlds. I mean, you get warm, but then you get cold. But it's either very cold or it's really warm and humid. You can't get that nice California temperature by the ocean, that nice breeze where you relax, you're calm, that good room temperature, but outside, not in your room. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, like I said, the cigarette will come out by itself because it's that cold. Weather-wise, like I said, Windsor, Toronto, London, not so cold. You can handle it. If you're from the West Coast, you can handle the weather. It's not so bad. You know, you're gonna have to wear some coats and whatever, but you can handle it weather-wise. It's not that crazy. Other than that, let me get going over here. It's that cold outside. I'm starting to freeze. I gotta get inside here. I gotta get inside here and put on some hot air because, like I said, it's just ridiculous. It's crazy. Even people, when they see you outside, they're like, "What's wrong with this guy? How come he's outside?" Because it's that cold. Anyways, so the difference, the weather. It's cold. What can you do? That's how it is. It's Canada. It is cold, but nightclubs are open. Restaurants are open. You can snowboard. You can ski. You can have a good time. What is it about? In a few weeks from now, we're gonna go grab a cabin. So we're gonna go get a cabin, and enjoy. Have a few people out there in the cabin. Get some drinks, cook some food, and just have a good time. Out there in the cabin, snowboarding, skiing, all the winter stuff. The winter, anything fun that you can do in the winter that you can think of. Canada's the place to be to enjoy that. And when it stops, winter here roughly stops around, if you're lucky, which we all hope to God, we pray that it will end. Well, it's gonna start, then spring comes, right? Then you'll get a lot of rain. So from now, it's December, all the way until around April, February to starting of April, we'll get some snow. And then around May, then it'll start raining, and then it'll start getting a lot better. Once the rain comes in, then summertime starts coming around, and the humidity starts kicking in, and then everything will be gone. But you got to be very careful. So here I learned, because I didn't know that. In the States, we have a vehicle with one set of tires. We have one set of tires. That's it. That's all we have in Arizona. I wasn't aware of that. I come over here, they go, "Do you want winter tires or do you want summer tires?" I go, and they have all season tires, but it's not good. Here you want winter tires. Winter tires are the best. They're nice and rubbery, so they can get you through the ridiculous roads of snow that if you're just driving on summer tires, you're going to get stuck. Everywhere you go, you're going to get stuck. You're going to call CAA, and they're going to have to plow you out of, or tow you out of there, and then plow the snow. So, like I said, it's very difficult for your vehicles. Race cars, like right now I'm in a Camaro. That's the worst you can have. Like, I got to go and get my Jeep in a few days, because you won't last in a Camaro or any kind of sports car. You won't last in it. So, yeah, here they got winter tires and summer tires. Whoever would have thought of that? I never knew that. It's hilarious, and it makes a big difference. At first, I didn't think it would make a big difference. I'm like, tires are tires. Like, what's going to be the big difference? It makes a big difference. So here is not so bad. That's why I like living down here, because it's not too crazy, right? You got some snow. It gets a little cold, chilly at night. If you're wearing, like right now, I got one coat, a jacket on. I'm feeling pretty good, not bad. You know what I mean? It's not that bad. But if you go up north, you gotta wear 4 jackets, maybe 4 pairs of socks. That's for me, because I can't handle the cold like the Canadians can. But there's some crazy Canadians that I've seen that literally wear, like, in temperature like this, they'll wear a shirt and some shorts, and they'll go out for a jog. I have no idea how they do it. They're used to it by now. They're comfortable, but it's ridiculous. So, I don't know. But I guess you could say the same thing to us, because in Arizona, it's extremely hot. So we're looking at 110. Outside is extremely hot, but it's dry heat. And then I'm playing football. I got the helmet on. I got all of the football gear on. And So the Canadians would be like, these guys are crazy. How are they running in this heat? You know, it's around 110, and they got the helmet on, they got all the gear on, they got all the straps on, and just the stuff that we have on weighs about a good 15 to 20 pounds. And then plus with the heat, like, how are they not having heat stroke? A lot of people from Arizona do get heat stroke, especially if they're coming from New York and they're coming down to like the Arizona Cardinals, like say the Jets or the Giants. They come out play in Arizona, they can get a heat stroke if they're not used to the hot temperatures. So what I do enjoy, what I prefer, Canada is very beautiful during the summertime. It's not very the roads are not so dirty, and you make a mess everywhere when you go into restaurants. Everybody's got a mop, and you got to throw salt. You throw salt everywhere so the cars don't go off the road, and it's extremely dangerous. If you're coming out here from Arizona or California or anywhere, and you're not used to it, it's extremely dangerous. You got to be careful. I mean, the roads are extremely dangerous. And if you, like I said, don't hit the brakes. You hit the brakes, boom, you're gonna slide, you're gonna go hit somebody else, and there you go. You cause an accident, and you didn't even mean to do it. Without even meaning to do it, you cause an accident. So a lot of accidents in the wintertime here. A lot of accidents. There's a lot of tow truck drivers. They like to fight with one another who can get to the address faster to get the next person so they can go on a claim and they can make some money. It's a lot of BS. A lot of fraudsters going out there and trying to take the next guy so they can connect them with an insurance company and hopefully make some money off of them. So anyways, wintertime out here in Canada, pretty rough, pretty dangerous. A lot of Canadians that I know that are wealthy that have experienced life and they're tired of it. They usually have a house. Like one person that I know, he's a really good friend of mine, is Hitchman Mashtub. He used to play for the CFL. A good friend of mine, I met him in Arizona, and he said that he had a house in Montreal. And he used to tell me how beautiful Montreal is. Anyways, I drove out to Montreal. I seen Montreal. Beautiful, gorgeous. It's just like Europe. Just like Europe. Amazing coffee. The food is amazing. The women are just like Miami. Like all the women are all done up. They're all like Barbie dolls and models. And clothing, the best clothes that you can buy. The best entertainment. Like Montreal is just tremendous. It's an amazing place to go to. What I just showed you right now, the snow, that's nothing. Montreal, way colder, and it's that dry cold. How we have dry heat in Arizona, they have dry cold. So it'll hit your lungs, it'll hit your body, you'll catch pneumonia like right away if you're not controlling it. So that's what I mean. We got that dry heat, but they got something here called dry cold. You open up your mouth, it gets into your body, it hits your lungs. You got pneumonia out of nowhere. You got to be very careful. A lot of people in the wintertime in Canada, although there is nightclubs open, there's restaurants open, they prefer to stay inside, to be honest with you. They go to work, they do whatever they got to do, they go grocery shopping, they stay indoors. Majority of the time is indoors, to be honest with you, here in Canada during the wintertime. So when I talked to Mashtub, I said, Montreal is beautiful. Like, why don't you just live out there? He goes, I wouldn't live there in the winter time. I can't stand that shit. I've been doing it for 20 years. So he has a house out there in Arizona. So summertime in Canada, he stays in Montreal. Wintertime, he goes to Arizona. And always has that nice weather, hot weather that he enjoys. And he can go and work out and have a good time and not stress about the weather at all. Trust me, wintertime, everybody looks forward to it here in Canada. They do enjoy it because, I mean, that's one thing that you can't experience in Arizona is Christmas time. Like, it's Christmas, right? So you're expecting snow. Christmas, snow, Santa Claus, the snowballs, the reindeers, and the genre of how Christmas should be, and the atmosphere of Christmas, and how people should enjoy it. Here you experience that. You experience a nice, snowy, beautiful Christmas. That's great. But then starting January, when people got to go back to work and the holidays are over, you're like, buddy, listen, we want the weather back to normal, because you'll have snow days. Like 2 days ago, school was closed down for 2 days. I think they have that sometimes in Arizona, where school was locked down because of the heat. It was so hot that because of heat stroke and how hot it was, that they canceled school for like a day or so. But here they have snow days. It's too snowy, too risky, the buses don't want to drive, and that's it. So I'm at the weakest part. This is the weakest part. Although I showed you that huge pile of snow, this is the weakest part of Canada, which is Toronto, London, and Windsor. If you want to be brave and you want to experience some real snow, and you think this is nothing, you can handle it, go out to Ottawa, go to Calgary, go out to Alberta. That's a whole different animal. I would not live out there if you paid me millions of dollars. Okay, if you paid me maybe for $1 million, I'll live out there for a year. Basically, I'll just jail myself and just stay inside and not leave outside at all. But there's nothing to do. The clubs are closed. Everything's closed. You're not going to experience nothing. You're done. You're finished. The whole winter, you're going to be... And the worst part is these places that I'm talking about that are up north, it's not like here where it's like it'll start around November and it'll end around May. You're talking about all year. Like in Arizona, I told you we have Flagstaff that snows for 2 months. Okay, well here it'll snow the whole year. You'll have summer for 2 months. And that summer for 2 months is basically what I just showed you right now. Just no snow, just a big pile of snow, and just lushy, like dirty roads, watery roads, just rain. That's what they call it. That's their summertime, which is rain. So, I don't know. If you can handle it and you think you can experience that kind of coldness, and if you're that brave, then go to Calgary and try it out and see if you're that brave. You know, but the beauty of it is you can go hunting. You can go hunting and you probably have a good time. You know, you feel like you're out there in the wilderness. You can hunt deers. You can hunt and, like, you know, make like a little campfire if you can get it going or not. Get some tents out there and you can enjoy some nice wildlife, you know. British Columbia is beautiful, is gorgeous when it comes to like the beauty, the natural. Like if you're all about nature, if you go out there to Vancouver, the mountains and the scenery, just like in Arizona, we have Prescott. Out there in Prescott, the Red Rocky Mountains, gorgeous. Red Rocky Mountains that are just different colors. They're yellow, red, orange. And then we got the Grand Canyon. That's like number 5 or somewhere around top 5 of the greatest wonders of the world. So we got the Grand Canyon. You could go down in the Grand Canyon. You can see some real native, like true Native American Indians, which are amazing people. Shout out to all the natives out there. You can go down to their homeland and you can check out how they live and their lifestyle. So, you know, Arizona's got that beauty, right? The Red Rocky Mountains and the scenery. So you got that. But then you go out to Vancouver, that's a different style. Instead of that red, orange, beautiful scenery, you got that gray, how do I want to say, gray, blue, like those, how you want to say it, like that epic, spectacular lighting that shines down, like that you could see, like the waterfalls, right? Waterfalls and nice blue scenery, and you could be on top of the mountain, you could see everything. But just like, anyways, you got to be there to see it yourself. Me talking about it is not gonna explain anything to you. I gotta really be precise in how they really look. But look up some pictures of Alberta. Look up some pictures of Alberta. Look up some pictures of Vancouver. Look up some pictures of Montreal. But anyways, the differences. We went on a different route to sceneries and everything. The differences between the weather. The first episode, this is about weather. Canada can get really, really cold, but there's places that you can relax and it's not so cold that you can't handle it. Like Windsor, London, Toronto. You can handle it. It's only cold for 4 or 5 months. You usually gotta wear a couple jackets, stay warm inside, keep your car warm, keep your house warm. That's it. You can last through it. And then the rest, the summer comes, and you can take your boat to the lake, go to the beaches out there in Mississauga, or the beaches out in Newfoundland, or wherever you want to go. Like you can experience an amazing summer. You can experience an amazing summer, but the winter is devastating. It's very lonely. It's very depressing. A lot of people get anxious. A lot of people get depressed. A lot of people don't leave their home. A lot of people get miserable. So yeah, you experience all of that over here in Canada. Arizona, we don't have snow. Only, like I said, in Flagstaff, that little bit of snow that we get out there. But if you're living in Phoenix or Old Town Scottsdale, every single day, like here, you don't know. Like sometimes I'll get up, I'm wearing 2 jackets, a couple pairs of socks, and then I'm like, oh, the sun's out. What the hell's going on? I never have to experience that in Arizona. In Arizona, shorts and a shirt. Shorts and a shirt every single day, no problem. I know it's going to be hot. I know the sun's going to be outside. It might be a little bit of breeze, but that's it. So those are the differences between Canada and the West Coast. We're not talking about like Detroit, because that's the border. If you live in the border of Canada, then you've experienced some of the snow, and you've experienced the winters if you if you live out here by the border. I'm talking about for my fellow Americans out there on the West Coast or in Miami. You know what I'm saying? If you live out there in Miami, which you're not close to Canada at all, and if you're ever planning on coming out here, like I said, November all the way to around May, it's gonna be cold. Bring a couple jackets, a couple of shirts, and a lot of socks, and some gloves, and a hat. Like I just bought. I had to go there. Like I said, I just arrived. I got some gloves here. I bought a whole bunch of pair of gloves. I bought these they're called thermal socks. I had to go buy some thermal socks. I had to go buy all the stuff, man, to keep from not catching pneumonia. It's that fucking cold. I can't catch pneumonia. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for my fellow Canadians, Arizona, always hot. Never have to worry about nothing. Just when it gets too hot, stay inside. Drink a lot of water and stay hydrated. That's all you got to do. Enjoy the nice, hot, dry heat. Have fun every single day. Everything's going to be open. Nothing's going to be closed because the weather's always beautiful. Coming to Canada, be aware. From November all the way to May, be careful. Be careful on the roads when you're driving. I think Arizona, I lived in Arizona 15 years. I've gone in 1 accident. That was in California, because those are the craziest places to drive, is in California and New York. I've been in Canada around 13 to going to about 15 years now. Like I said, half my life in Canada, half my life in America. I've been here, I'll let you see the list if you want to. 7 accidents. So 7 accidents compared to 1 accident. If you're not used to the weather here, you will get in an accident. Make sure to have winter tires, and make sure to avoid very, very cold places that you can't handle. Okay? Hey, call us a bitch, call us lame, call us a wuss. We can't handle it. And then also on my next channels, I'm gonna come up with some wording. They have some words out here in Canada. that means something, but for us, we really don't care. Like a lot of Canadians, they call other people like, you goof, you're a goof. It means like kind of like a pedo, or like a guy who likes children or little girls and stuff like that. But that's their terms. That's in the States we call like you pedo. We say how it is. Here they call people goofs. They love to use the term goof. But for us in the States, like in Arizona, it's like, what, goofy? I'm goofy? Like, okay, I'm goofy. That means I'm funny? Like, I'm stupid? I didn't take offense of it at first when I heard other people talking about it on the streets to other people. But then once they told us about the term, you gotta understand the terms out here. So we'll talk about that on the next episode. I'm gonna talk about some slang terms, some terms that they use out there in Toronto, some of the Jamaicans, some of the Somalians, and then to get used to the vocabulary. Also, if you go out to Montreal, they hate when you speak English. If you speak perfect English, if you have some broken English, they like it because they think you're a refugee and you're not pure American. But if you have perfect English and you're in Montreal, they will look down on you. They will act like they don't know what you're talking about, although they know what you're talking about. They know exactly what you're saying. They know how to answer you, but they try not to because they think you're a stuck-up, stupid American and you don't belong here, and go back to where the hell you came from, because they don't like Americans. So, yeah. Anyways.